After 2 amazing trips to Korea and traveling around this beautiful country, we have put together a list of our top 10 things that you have to do on your next trip to Korea.
Number 10 on our list is going to Lotte World. This is an amusement park that we spent one day there, and we had a great time.
They have a lot of like little kid rides and also a lot of absolutely terrifying rides, like the fastest roller coasters we have ever been on. And lots of delicious food. And number 9 is Songdo Beach in Busan. We had a wonderful time here and the views are just so beautiful. Busan is truly a city, but then it's also right on the beach and there's also mountains around it, so you get like a mix of all three things that most people travel for. And I think our favorite thing about this beach was there's a walkway over the ocean, so you can go so far out and the views are just amazing and it is so beautiful.
I think it was a little bit foggy when we went. The clouds were kind of coming in, so we couldn't have like a full view of the ocean, but we still thought it was a good time. And there's other beaches around Busan too that are also pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 8 on our list is a KTX train. When we were making our video about it, we did say that it was a bullet train, but I believe we got corrected enough to where we know that it's not a bullet train anymore, but it's KTX. We took this from Seoul to Busan. It was about a 2-hour journey or something. So it was like really quick to get from one end of the country all the way to the other, and this was a really nice train.
It's so crazy when you're sitting in there. It really does feel like you're going so fast. And I just feel like going to South Korea would not be complete without taking one of these KTX or bullet trains. They're so fast, so fun. Just, you really enjoy the journey when you're on this train.
And you can take it to so many different places. Like, just because we did Seoul to Busan does not mean you have to do that. There's other cities as well that you can visit.
And number 7 is honestly so much fun, such a favorite of ours, and it is going to a night market in Seoul. Oh my goodness, the food is insanely delicious. The vibes are 10 out of 10. There's Myeongdong, which is the night market we went to, but there's also night markets all around Seoul. So I'm sure you'll be able to find one wherever you're staying, but just walking around, seeing all the people, seeing all the locals, all the tourists, it's just a mixing pot of people and food, and it is so much fun.
It was really cool getting to walk around to these different stalls. There's a lot of repeat foods, but there's a lot of unique things that we just never really thought of trying before. The marshmallow with the ice cream. You guys,
you have to get the marshmallow ice cream that's like lit on fire. It is so good. You do not go to Korea and not get this dish.
I wanted to try with brownie, but she wanted ice cream. There's Oreo churros. There's like other like Korean foods too. Yeah. So this was honestly pretty good. But then our next one, number 6, is eating Korean barbecue. And this is a must-do thing when you're in Korea. It's just so fun to be able to order your meat and then see all of the other side dishes that come with it, like the lettuce and all the other vegetables.
The peppers and the kimchi, and just being able to cook it yourself, and then you can put the mushrooms on the grill and the cheese on the grill, and there's just so much. Like, you really did not go to Korea if you did not eat Korean barbecue while you were there.
Yeah, and if we're going fast through some of these things, I just wanted to let you know that we have made videos on every single thing that we're talking about in this one. So if you want more details about that, always feel free to check out the links in the description for those videos. And the Korean barbecue is something that, we will not forget.
When you are getting Korean barbecue, you have to make sure to get some soju, because no Korean barbecue situation would be complete without some glasses of soju.
And I guess we're going to stay with the theme of eating. Now going into number 5 is eating a picnic at the Han River.
Oh my gosh, you guys. If you just want the most lovely, beautiful day you could ever ask for, there's so many food booths. There's 7-Eleven. There's our favorite fried chicken place, BHC. Like, you just get your little picnic, you eat on the river. everyone is doing the same thing. And if you can try to go during cherry blossom season, you will get even better views than normal.
This was something that was completely unexpected for us. We didn't realize that people just spent so much time hanging out with their friends or their significant other, and they just set up these little tables right in the grass, looking at the river and the rest of the city scenery, and everyone was just relaxing, enjoying their day, eating their food.
It was the best. Number 4 is the iconic Seoul Tower. We missed this on our first trip to Korea, and we are so happy that we went back the second time and got to experience it.
Yeah, there's so many different ways you can get to Seoul Tower. You can pretty much see it from anywhere you are in the city, and so you think it's kind of close, but it might be
far out there.
It might be far away depending on where you are, and so there was a bunch of different ways. We took a taxi to get close to it, and then we decided to take a hike up the mountain.
Where we got lost.
We got lost for a little bit. Or there's buses you can also take that's right up to the bus station, which is only a few feet away from the tower.
And there's a cable car, and then there's also another trail that's just like a bunch of stairs up there. So whatever, pick your poison. Whichever one you want, you can do.
And then when you're at the Seoul Tower, there's a ton of stuff to do there too. My favorite is going to the top and looking at the view of the entire city. That was just so special to see that, because you really are so high up. You can also go up to the top of the tower, which we didn't do. It cost money, right, to do that, and so, but I'm sure that would have been amazing as well.
And there was tons of viewpoints and picture spots and restaurants and shops, and there's this really cool tunnel that you can walk through, and you like totally feel like you're in space, and it's just such a cool place. You could spend hours there, honestly.
Yeah, Seoul Tower is really special. And then number 3 on this list is also a really fun spot that you probably want to go to, is going to a Hanok Village.
Oh yes, you definitely have to do this. We went to the Hanok Village in Seoul, and then we also went to Jeju, which is about an hour or 2 bus or train ride away from Seoul. And this is the largest Hanok Village in the entire country, but if you don't want to travel all the way there, you could do the one in Seoul. And they're both just so cool to just see the traditional side of South Korea and just learn about all of the Joseon dynasty and how they did things back then, and just all the kings and queens, and it was just so cool.
If you want to do something a little bit extra, you could also stay in one of the traditional homes. That's what we did for a few days, and we just got to sleep on these little tiny mattress pads on the ground, and it was a cool experience. I enjoyed it, and it wasn't too expensive either.
And the whole thing was like made of wood, and I actually think we forgot to mention this in our video about it, but all of the floors traditionally were heated, and our floor was heated in our Hanok stay. It was so crazy because it kind of feels a little bit like old school, and then all of a sudden you have these really cool like electrically heated floors, and it was really interesting.
So yeah, it's definitely worth going a little bit out of your way if you weren't already planning on going to a Hanok Village, and just see all of the different architecture that you're not really going to find in the modern day Seoul or whatever city that you're in. And number 2, speaking of a little bit of the history, is going to Gyeongbokgung Palace.
Oh, this one, okay, when we were making this list, it was so hard to choose 1 and 2, the 1 and 2 spots, and I went back and forth with this one being 1 and the other one being 1, but ultimately we decided this one was number 2, even though I think it could be number 1. This place blew me away. It was stunning. The lakes, the mountains, the palace, just, it's huge. You could spend hours walking around there taking pictures. It was gorgeous.
And it's not just this palace itself, because Seoul and all of Korea, they have like so many different like palaces like this, and so I was kind of like lumping all of them into like Gyeongbokgung Palace, because there's just so much to see. There's just so much history that you can learn, because there's a lot of things just written in English, and you can learn about the history from hundreds and hundreds of years ago about the whole Korean dynasty. This is definitely a good place to go.
And number 1 is going to Jeju Island. We are so blown away by this place. It was kind of like a last minute add-on on our first trip. We were like, oh yeah, we kind of want to be like on a beach, on an island, so we'll go to Jeju, and we just had the best time there.
It's a very affordable plane ticket to make the trip down to Jeju Island. It's in the south of Korea. And this place, like you said, the tide pools that you can see there, just walking around. I mean...
And so many waterfalls, so many beautiful waterfalls, and we got to swim in the tide pools, like Jacob said. Just so much beautiful nature, and it was amazing.
There's a giant mountain in the center. Is that a volcano or a mountain?
Yes, it's a volcano. I think the whole little island is a volcanic island. Yeah.
And so it was so cool. You could see it from so far away. Like, the nature is beautiful, and it's just a great place to be.
If you are watching from Korea or any other place in the world, we just want to thank you so much. You watching these videos and supporting us means truly so much to us, and we are off to our next place, which is the Philippines, and we are so excited. So we hope you will subscribe, and we will see you in the Philippines.